It's Omar. It's Ebere. It's 3K to London. We're back with week 8 of the Premier League Pick'em coming up. Welcome back to another week of 3K to London. Ebere, do you hear that?
Yeah, I think it's some of the appliances.
No, sir. That's the sound of points being scored on the board. Points, my friend. We have broken the deadlock.
It's a welcome, much anticipated development, for which, you should take due credit for being the person to first adhere a point to the points board.
I will, while at the same time not denying that it was sheer luck that I called that 3-0 scoreline last week. So, with that said, I'm not gloating. I'm just happy we're off the mark.
So am I.
Well, let's take our newfound credibility straight into the lineup. So, week 8, you are on, sir. Let's hear it.
So we are playing Aston Villa at home. Aston Villa has been doing fairly well this season. One of the teams to watch, as it were. I have Leno in goal, Bellerin, Gabriel, Holding, and Tierney, defenders. Partey and El Neni and Saka in midfield. Willian, Lacazette, and Aubameyang in attack. El Neni and Partey seem to have formed a durable and dynamic duo in midfield, particularly coming out of that very significant win away at Manchester United. Holding is much improved at the back. Lacazette is a bit inconsistent, but Arteta has kept faith with him. I have Xhaka as my wild card player. I think if anyone is going to, displace any of the other guys playing, it might be him. Luis is healthy this week. He wasn't last week, but I don't think he's going to displace either Gabriel or Holding from the lineup for this week. So that's my lineup.
Let me just ask you, and forgive me because I haven't been watching the results all that much, but the placement of Saka in the midfield 3 seems a little unusual. Doesn't he normally play up further forward?
He does, but he has played in that position too, because he can alternate with whoever is playing either ahead of him or behind him. Given he's young and energetic enough to be able to cover both ends of the pitch, and he is a form player for the moment. So I've put him there because of that.
Fair enough. Versatile young man.
He actually he is. That's the one thing he has in his toolkit, and that's something that's going for him. Yes.
Right, my turn. For any of those that watched the midweek match against Rennes, this lineup is going to look quite familiar. That is because I'm naming an unchanged side from that match. So what I'm going with is Mendy in goal, Chilwell, Zuma, Silva, James, then Kante, Jorginho, and a front line of Ziyech, Mount, Werner, and Abraham. I do that despite a few potential risks in doing so. Will Thiago Silva play again after a midweek match? My guess is that, they've got a very solid functioning back line. We've had a number of clean sheets now, and I don't think he wants to mess with it. If I was Frank Lampard, I certainly wouldn't. So then also Rennes was at home, so he's got two matches in a week at home. That's doable. Who partners Kante? Jorginho has played quite well with him, and every time I've picked Kovacic in the last 5 weeks, I've been wrong, so I'm going to go with that. Lastly, I know that Havertz is out. Apparently, he just tested positive for COVID-19. Pulisic is out. I don't think Hudson-Odoi is making his case to start, so I'm going to go with that 4 up front that I have. And my wild card this week will be Andreas Christensen, only because if Thiago Silva is not to play, my guess is that Christensen will partners Zuma. So there we have it.
Yeah, it seems no rotation from the midweek game. That probably is a case of if it's working, don't change it, or if something like that. Also, I wonder what the matter is with Kovacic. Kovacic was one of the best improved, most effective players Chelsea had last season, particularly after the last 10 or so games of the season after the lockdown. I wonder why he is not making that kind of an impact this season.
Yeah, he's an all-action player. I'm a huge fan, especially as of last year. As you mentioned, he had a great season. I think his problem is Havertz. Havertz has come in and played quite well in the early matches here in the early part of the season, and I think that Frank is starting to really like the idea of a Kanté, Havertz, and Mount midfield trio. So obviously Jorginho and Kovacic both miss out in that situation, and it might just be that system-wise he doesn't need another all-action player in there. He needs a better passer or something, and I think Kovacic could fill that role, but I'm not the manager, so that's beyond that I have nothing else to venture in terms of guessing what it is that might be keeping him out. I don't think it's just that he's not a good player, he's having a bad run of form. He's been pretty excellent every time I've seen him play.
Fair enough.
Okay, score prediction time, and we're not talking about the U.S. elections. Ebere, Arsenal, who is it again?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. Your score, please.
Yes, we have been a low-scoring team of late, which is regrettable. And on the plus side, on the other side of the ledger, we've also allowed the fewest goals at this point in the league. My scoreline for this game is 2-0, 2-0. We're playing at home. That should help us. That should help in terms of attacking intent and comfort, and it might count as sticking one's neck out a little bit to expect this kind of sparkling result, but let's go for it. Why not?
Yeah, perhaps a bit. We'll see if Agent Barkley has anything to say about that.
Yeah, I know, Agent Barkley.
All right, my turn. I am going to break with a bit of tradition, and perhaps I'll be punished for that, but I'm going to go with 2-1 to Chelsea. I'm stealing the scoreline that Arsenal and Liverpool both bested Sheffield United with, and, I don't really have a reason for us not to get another clean sheet, but it's been 7, I think, on a spin. It's going to have to end at some point. I'm just going to take a gander that it's going to be this week.
Well, I hope Mendy, doesn't lose confidence as a result. But, hey, I'm not crying over that spilled milk. So
certainly, I wouldn't expect you to.
Okay.
Well, Ebere, as always, I wish you a week of good luck and better weather this time than last time. Let's see if you can get a point on the board as well, and let's see what happens. We'll be back next Thursday.
Certainly, looking forward to also, making my presence felt on the board as well. So, from Pennsylvania, good night. Or from Pennsylvania, Nigeria.
Good night to you, sir.
Bye.
See ya.